you lean very far forward so that the American people can begin to make their own judgments as to what happened here.
May I ask you about Donald Trump's decision to not take the daily presidential security briefing? This is something that historically presidents get it every single day. A briefer comes in person for the last more than a dozen years.
Right.
He says he doesn't need it every day. What's your take on that?
So the president gets to choose how he gets his intelligence. Now, for the last 16 years, it's been more or less daily. Prior to that, some presidents didn't. President Carter got it filtered through his national security advisor. But my view, in today's world, more is better than less. Personal is better than impersonal, and dialogue is better than just tossing it through the transom.
Is it redundant sometimes?
I was stunned by that accusation. That thing changes fairly routinely. You can't cover the whole world in a morning's briefing. Different topics.
Obama can succeed in spite of that and still be the case that force is quite strong.
Is his misreading, as you say, of the power of certain racist tendencies in our culture, how much of that had to do with who Barack Obama is at his core? You say he is an unfailing optimist.
Yeah, I think there's a sort of, very thin way of reading this that says, well, Barack Obama is biracial, thus that gives him some understanding of both white America and black America. But that's not really it. What it is that Barack Obama was raised by a white mother and two white grandparents who, told him he was black and that there was nothing wrong with being black. He grew up in Hawaii, far removed from the most, sort of violent, tendencies of Jim Crow and segregation. He wasn't directly exposed to that. He was untraumatized. And so that gave him a kind of optimism, an ability to see things, and frankly, an ability to trust, in his fellow, white countrymen in a way that I, for instance, and the vast majority of black people that I know never really could. At the same time, I think that ultimately led him to underestimate some of the difficulties that he would face.
Was the big achievement just winning the White House?
No, that was an achievement. But as an African American, I think the symbolism is in how...
Take much to prevent a massacre, but the West must act immediately.
A 5-kilometer corridor with security enforced with our troops, that means French, Europeans, even Americans if need be, for a 24-hour period to help evacuate the people from Aleppo east.
The United Nations is ready to go, says Mariton. It just needs guarantees of safe passage.
They've got the ambulances nearby, the coaches, all the organisation necessary. But the UN is unable of doing anything, politically speaking, when the Russians say no.
Talks in Geneva over the weekend failed to convince the Russians to pause their bombardment of the city and let civilians leave.
The Russians want an absolute victory and an absolute defeat from the people of Aleppo East.
But with no Western government ready to commit troops or act to stop the bombing, the French delegation's appeal is little more than a symbolic gesture to show the people of East Aleppo that they haven't been completely forgotten. Eleanor Beardsley, NPR News, Paris.
Now, welcome.
Thank you, Robert.
Let's start with the various investigations underway. The White House has ordered a review of what's known. Senators on Capitol Hill said they'll do the same. Where do you think stand here?
Well, they certainly are gearing up. There are 3 Senate committees so far. The Intelligence Committee is leading the way, but Armed Services also says they're going to investigate. And just today, we heard the Foreign Relations Committee also plans to join the bandwagon. Now, we don't know what form that will take. Are we talking hearings? Are we public hearings, closed hearings? Will we see a report? All to be determined.
What exactly is Congress trying to learn? What are the biggest outstanding questions at this point?
Well, at this point, go back to the issue that has been making news this week of that there may be differing opinions between the CIA and the FBI. If that is in fact true. If they have reached different views on Russian motives, why? What's informing that? Also, key question, was the RNC, Republican National Committee, came from a human source who is one of the most reliable sources I've seen in my career as CIA station chief. Boom. That would not reveal any sources, and it would have the added bonus in the Russia case, this official stat of driving Russia's spy services crazy, trying to figure out who it was.
Donald Trump gets sworn in next month. It's a big deal for a president to openly question his intelligence officers. How is all that playing at the CIA?
There is anxiety at the CIA, as you would imagine. I don't think alarm is too strong a word. Also soul-searching. A couple of former senior CIA officers I reached today said, look, if there's a trust deficit between the CIA and the incoming president, which it appears there is, it's the CIA's job to fix that. He is the customer-in-chief. The stakes are too high not to work with him.
It's NPR National Security Correspondent Mary Louise Conley. Thanks.
Welcome.
Government scientists released this year's Arctic report card today, and researchers say the Arctic continues to warm up at rates they call astonishing. NPR's Christopher Joyce has the details.
On average.
Hi, I'm Mara Liasson. I've worked at NPR for 30 years, but before that, I was a listener. The alarm would go off in the morning, and there was NPR.